He was born in modern-day Croatia. He had no formal education after the age of 14. He was declared insane at one point. His birth certificate was destroyed during the war in former Yugoslavia, and most historians agree that it happened sometime in July 1856. He did. However, take after his father in terms of being a voracious reader. During his long recovery, he had a vision. He saw a whirlwind destroying everything in its path, and he believed that this vision foretold his future. It was at this moment he decided to dedicate his life to science and engineering. From the age of 5, Tesla would read books for hours every day and taught himself several languages, including German, French, English, and Russian. What is certain is that he was born in the Austrian Empire in the small village of Smiljan, which today is part of Croatia. So he traveled to New York City in 1884 to meet with George Westinghouse, an American inventor who was interested in this idea. Like in high school, though, Tesla found other subjects difficult, and he was also expelled from the Polytechnic before graduating. Unfortunately, a rival of George Westinghouse named Peter Cooper Hewitt also wanted the contract and convinced Buffalo officials to change their mind by bribing them. This caused Tesla to experience intense paranoia and stress, leading to insomnia and other health problems. At the time, the direct current or DC system was more popular, but the AC system was much more efficient. On July 4, 1899, he experienced a psychotic break and was taken to a hospital for the mentally ill in New York. He spent the next 3 years there receiving treatment. So the two set out to convince the powers that be to use a C in their homes and businesses. One of Tesla's most famous experiments was demonstrating wireless energy transmission. With the help of a wealthy backer named J.P. Morgan, Tesla hoped to transmit electrical power wirelessly around the world. However, what's really fascinating about this story is that Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower was actually the world's first radio tower, and Tesla was essentially inventing the technology we use to this day to connect to the internet, make phone calls, and send text messages. On January 7, 1943, Tesla died of a coronary thrombosis. He was found in his room at the New Yorker Hotel with his pet pigeon on his bed. He claimed that Wardenclyffe was capable of sending messages to ships at sea and could even power all of the homes in New York City without any wires. Most people only remembered him for one thing, including Thomas Edison, who famously said, "The only difference between me, even though he was unrich when he died, and most people didn't recognize his genius during his lifetime, Tesla left behind a legacy that changed the world forever. And Tesla is that I am a practical man, and he is a dreamer." Countries like Croatia, his birthplace, have put him on their currency. His inventions changed the way we live, work, and play. And his legacy will continue to inspire future generations of inventors for years to come. Companies like Tesla, the electric car manufacturer, have been named after him. And inventions like the Tesla coil continue to inspire engineers and scientists to push the boundaries of what's possible. Earlier in his career, while working at a power plant in Paris, he developed obsessive-compulsive disorder. He would often count things and believe that certain numbers had special significance. In fact, he died believing that he was poor. By the time Tesla was 60 years old, his health had deteriorated due to decades of hard work and poor habits. Turn on your light switch. Is the room you're sitting in illuminated? Do you have the ability to make phone calls, send text messages, or watch videos on YouTube? Are you able to cook food, clean clothes, or travel via electric car? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you can thank Nikola Tesla for making it possible. He continued to suffer from insomnia and other illnesses throughout the rest of his life. But Tesla traveled to France instead, where he worked as an electrician, eventually getting a job at a power plant in Paris. While working here, he secured a patent for his first invention, an improved design for an induction motor. And yet this man single-handedly lit up the world with his inventions. He came up with ideas for remote controls, radio and hyper-electric power plants. Tesla also conducted experiments with X-rays, neon lights, and electric motors. This is the incredible story of one of history's greatest inventors, Nikola Tesla. It's unclear exactly when Nikola Tesla was born. Tesla grew up on his family's farm, and although his father was a Serbian Orthodox priest, Tesla wasn't particularly religious. When Tesla was 14 years old, he contracted cholera from drinking contaminated water. Once he recovered, he moved to the nearby city of Karansabis to live with his aunt and enroll in a high school there. Although Tesla excelled in math and science classes, he struggled with the other subjects, and he would often be punished for being lazy. In fact, because Tesla skipped so many classes and was generally unfocused, he failed to graduate high school. Despite this setback, Tesla was accepted into the Austrian Polytechnic in nearby Graz, where he studied mechanical engineering. At this point, Tesla's father wanted him to enroll in the seminary to become a priest like him. However, Tesla wasn't satisfied with making motors. He dreamed of creating a system for harnessing the energy of Niagara Falls. Westinghouse agreed to back Tesla financially, and together they created the alternating current or AC system. In 1887, Tesla and Westinghouse won a contract to install an AC power system in the city of Buffalo, New York. To make matters worse, Tesla and Westinghouse were in a legal dispute over who owned the patents for the AC system. In fact, Tesla was already suffering from mental illness. After losing the Buffalo contract, Tesla became even more stressed, which made his illness much worse. Although Tesla recovered from his psychotic episode, his mental health never fully recovered. But despite these setbacks, Tesla continued to invent. And if that wasn't enough, he also performed demonstrations of something called artificial rain, in which he would charge clouds with static electricity and then discharge them, causing it to rain. In 1899, Tesla built a giant tower near Shoreham, New York. Unfortunately, the project ran out of money and Tesla was forced to abandon it. Yet despite this groundbreaking work, Tesla was far from rich. He suffered from diabetes, heart disease, and neurasthenia, a condition marked by anxiety, irritability, and fatigue. Although Tesla is most famous for lighting up the world with his inventions, not everyone appreciated his genius while he was alive. The reality is that both Edison and Tesla were instrumental in the development of electricity. And without either of them, our world today would be very different. Perhaps the best way to illustrate just how influential Nikola Tesla was is to think about all of the devices we use today that rely on electricity. In fact, the entire modern world couldn't function without the inventions of Nikola Tesla. Today, people all over the globe are celebrating Tesla's contributions to science and engineering. Nikola Tesla was truly a genius who lit up the world. Now check out How Does Wi-Fi Work, or click this other video instead.